So, guys, how are we doing?
It's Romeo Day. We're doing great.
Fantastic. Isn't every day Romeo Day?
Every day's Romeo Day, but when we have the mics, it's just a notch higher.
Don't forget the earphones.
Oh, the earphones too, right?
That voice.
Yeah, it's either allergies or a terrible cold.
Oh, I thought it was your sexy voice.
That too.
Okay.
There's a lot of things to think about, right? Retirement is about your potential for your health. What are the things you want to do? Financial capacity to do the things you do want to do. Family implications. Do you have parents who are still alive? Kids, dependents. There's so many things to think about, and I think we've all done a lot of soul searching and thinking for ourselves to figure out what works for us. And I think we should maybe kind of delve into some of these things.
Let me just start off by saying that governments, their main role is not to be efficient. Their main role is to have impact, to be effective. There's a difference. And if you want efficiency, you can have like the fascists and the Nazis. You can have the trains run on time. Democracy, by its very nature, is not an efficient model.
Guys, lots of talk these days about artificial intelligence. Something we know
We're
very
surrounded
little
by
about.
it right now.
That's our tagline.
I think you're hearing too. I didn't say lack of. I said artificial.
Okay.
Well, his point stands.
I wonder what the future holds in store for our kids and future generations. And so I wanted to raise this question and get your thoughts on what do you think the prospects are for future generations?
Well, let me jump in here because I share your thinking on this. And the thing that really jumps out at me is how there's no attachment. Like this generation really hasn't had to make any commitment. Like they've never really had to do anything in the sense of helping their society. Like they're very disengaged. And I think one of the things, they don't understand what it means to be a part. Everything's taken for granted. Everything's on autopilot.
At the end of the day, what's interesting is that regardless of how many people believe one thing or another, science will always be the core truth.
For me, a life lived simple. It's when you're not a burden to your family or to society. That's it.
So, today's topic.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
Are you?
Yes.
You look uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It's because I'm gassy.
Oh my gosh.
And the hands.
Too much information.
Yeah. And the hands. Let's put the hands up on the table.
We're retired old men.
Yeah.
We're no longer working, but many people are. And so that'd be interesting for us to talk about the pros and cons of working from home versus working in an office. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think we've got to split it. Pros and cons for the worker, pros and cons for the employer.
Excellent.
Because it's different.
So get us started,
Totally
Dominic.
different. I don't see any pros for the employer. It's as simple as that.
Today I thought it might be fun for us to talk about why our society has become so obsessed with looking young. Right.
I'd smile, but the Botox is keeping me.
Well, and you know what? Why don't you get us started? Come on, Naren.
Oh, shit.
You weigh in.
You look very young.
Thank you, I am.
Comparatively
speaking.
Very modest too. I mean, your modesty is really shining through.
There has to be a reasonable explanation.
Modesty doesn't choke it.
One of you guys will soon. Well, it's simple. Okay, so from my perspective, being the only non-married guy in this group, it's quite simple.
Don't rub it in.
Well, it's about attracting a partner.
It kind of goes without saying that someone's only been around 20 years or 25 years is not going to have the context that some folks like us are going to have, right? So definitely when we kind of look at a wider view of what we've lived through, we have a different kind of perspective, right?
Were you traveling recently?
No.
I could have sworn you had a different accent.
Oh. I had some good Indian last night.
Well, don't sit too close to me then. What would you do if you won the lottery?
Wow.
Who wants to kick that one off?
Well, when we talk lottery, we're talking something like Powerball.
Oh,
right?
something huge. If you're going to win the lottery, you may as well make it a mega lottery, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So winnings that are going to be at least in the, let's call it high tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, Powerball will be hundreds of millions.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Okay. Sold.
Yeah.
Dominic.
What would I do?
I can tell you what I would not do.
Yeah. What would
Yeah,
I
but it's
do?
Dominic's turn.
So, Dominic, go ahead. What would you do?
You wouldn't interrupt, would you?
Never.
Never.
Immigration is necessary. How you do immigration and how you do it right is the problem.
Wokeism, I mean, the term originated with the civil rights movement. And being woke was about being sensitive to racial discrimination, being opposed to racial discrimination. So it was a very respected term that was used, for very legitimate reasons. So that's how it started. And of course, like a lot of things in our society, it got absolutely distorted, and it got bastardized, by different political movements.
I don't think that's being an asshole to refuse to say a pronoun. No. It's not being an asshole.
Do we answer the comments?
We do.
Okay. Who's doing that?
Nice of you to be on top of things. Who's doing that? Well, clearly not you.
It's clearly not me. Take the easy path here, Aki.